Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place! Dude, I fucking love soda.
Soda's so good.
I fucking love soda.
Yeah.
That's like probably one of my favorite things. You know, like it's like I love X-Men and the TV show Community. I love Haruki Murakami books and I love soda. Like I fucking love soda.
Yeah.
And
and that seems like that's in your top 5. I think soda's maybe my top 20. I don't know if it's in my top, but still 20 is good. You know, it's a good number.
I like soda enough to where I have to consciously respect how bad it is for me because when I was a teenager, I would drink a 6-pack a day easy by myself. I was putting my parents in the poorhouse, just like my orange Shasta soda orders.
Dude,
or whatever.
I had an orange soda every day at lunch, but I also had a friend in a similar boat to you who had 4 Mountain Dews a day. And he tried to cut back to 3 and he got headaches. So.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I would say in my prime of drinking soda, if you had just put a little bit of booze in it every day, I'd be dead. I'd be just fucking dead. Like I used to fucking crush sodas and I probably, some part of me thinks ultimately I will still die because of them, because of the damage I did, you know? But it doesn't stop me from loving them, man.
Yeah, and I used to be very anti like seltzer because I thought this is a poor substitute for soda. But like you shouldn't drink that much soda. So So you know, if seltzer's the substitute, it's the sub, and it's it's fine. I drink it now. It's good. You know.
Yeah. LaCroix's like someone who was drinking something burped in the room that you're drinking water in.
Well, I guess I should introduce the podcast. I don't say cast very often, but I just did. Welcome to Fuck This Place, a podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and that's it.
That's it, folks. That's all. We got another Oops All Write-Ins. Is that going to be the title of the episode? No, but it's certainly the theme of the episode.
Yeah. Oops All Write-Ins. I love it.
To say Oops All Write-Ins multiple times is a bit gauche, you know, but we had an Oops All Write-Ins episode about a month ago, and you guessed it, we got some more write-ins.
And thank you very much. This is
very
nice.
Appreciative.
I appreciate that.
It's nice to do, I feel like doing a write-ins episode, it feels like, we're just hanging with the crew,
Yeah. We're hanging out with the boys in the back.
We're in the locker room, but not engaging in locker room talk.
No.
We are very respectable people who are having a good time together as mutuals. So, what we do with, every Oops All Write-Ins, this is the second one. What we do with every single one.
Time-honored tradition.
Long-standing and noble tradition is we pop in a Craigslist post from yesteryear that was maybe rejected, or we found it and we never even brought it up to the guest because it's just a little too fucked up. Or whatever. We have a Craigslist post today that we're gonna take a quick look at before we hop into the write-ins. This one was rejected by Brittany Simpson. Is that correct, Nicholas?
I believe so. Yes.
And the title was and is, shall I say, video needed for product. And she said no because why would you say yes?
Because it's fine to say no to any of these crappy posts. Really.
Yeah, we really put them through a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
By just being like, "What do you want any of these?" No. But that's the point of the podcast. All of life is a rock and a hard place, folks.
Basically.
So the title again is video needed for product. And there is a picture that accompanies this ad. And the picture is of, I'm an uneducated man. I'd call those boxing gloves and maybe a boxing hat. What is that?
Just like a helmet, just like just like the headgear that you would wear for sparring. These are also sparring gloves. Notice they're like trainer's gloves.
Okay.
There's like the Velcro. They look a bit longer. They're not as they're not. I mean, I can't tell the ounces or anything like that from like the size, but they're probably pretty big gloves, I would say. And all of this is stuff that you would wear to train this isn't for like a real fight necessarily, a real match.
Yep.
This is like amateur level and just in the gym, kind of mixing it up.
We're learning skills here, you know. Also of note, I think, and Nick, you tell me if this is odd or not. We do have a logo on the boxing gloves and the helmet, and it appears to me to be like a centaur
yes,
shooting
yes.
an
arrow. Yeah. This is a new one on me. I'll say that.
Okay. This isn't like a recognizable brand name or anything.
Not that I know of.
So yeah, there does appear to be let's say the silhouette, the outline. I didn't know what the word silhouette meant for years, by the way.
Yeah. No, I probably used it for 5 or 6 years longer than I've known what it means. For sure.
By the way, silhouette means an outline or shadow shape. It's that of a centaur, and I think quite beautifully the centaur is shooting in the opposite direction that you could say that the centaur is running, but it's for sure a humanoid bonded with a horse that's shooting an arrow backwards. Fleeing from the scene.
Mythical, beautiful creature that would also probably be really weird and smell pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially a regular dude plus centaur.
Yeah.
You got bachelor and a centaur.
Yeah.
Thanks. Just think about our love for soda. We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
Just give a centaur Mr. Pibb, and you're in a bad spot.
Just like imagine like a 26-year-old who loves Call of Duty but takes a dump like a horse.
Yeah, so that's who we got on top of our gear here, and then the post begins, and it says, "Hey," and as we've identified multiple times. No, sir. No,
thank you. Do not stop me on the street, sir.
I don't let the people who want me to save the children to talk any longer than that.
Yeah.
You in this job post, it's over. Anyway, hey, we launched a product on Amazon and need a video to upload to the page. 30, and then in parentheses, 30 seconds to show the product in different angles. I think we're familiar with this sort of thing. You go on like Zappos or Amazon where it's like someone's just showing you a shoe and they're like, "Hey, shoe," right?
I think it's like I'm not gonna lie. My immediate knee-jerk reaction to we launched a product on Amazon and need a video to upload to the page. I immediately thought that's your problem. Like the way that's coming at me,
Yeah. I suppose that you do need.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This isn't like a What are you coming to me, pal?
Yeah. There's nothing that says who you are or like just kind of like just some kind of a greeting besides hey. It's just immediately into hey. And I have a terrible problem, like that I brought on myself.
Yeah, because I put it on Amazon. This is my fault, but I need you to get me out of this bind. It's the strangest phone call from the oldest friend you have. I hope. Okay, so the ad continues. Preferably a new videographer wanted, aka we're not paying you shit anyway. A new videographer wanted, or someone who would be willing to do it for someone on a budget, because as of now we have $25 to $75. So $25 is how much.
So we have 25 to 75. We're not sure. Kevin isn't back yet, so we're gonna ask him when he gets back from the store.
Yeah, Kevin, who's he's just left for beer.
Yeah.
He's not an expert or anything. It's just how much he spends on beer is how much they have when they get back.
Yeah. He doesn't even know they're gonna ask him for more money when he gets back.
Yeah. Kevin went on a beer run, and we're just hoping that he comes back with some loose change.
Yeah.
$25 to $75 to spend for this project. and then it says we would love to give more monetary compensation, but since we are new, we do not have much to begin with. I can tell you're new.
Yeah. But I was gonna say I respect that. That's the friend that goes like, dude, I'd love to go to the bar tonight, but I have no money. It's just like, all right, a little bit of okay. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, the reason your friend is saying that because you want them to be around, Yeah. In this case, it's more like we just asked you for a favor, but for some reason we have no follow through on that favor,
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying like I respect that they're doing that. Like that's the type of people they are. This is not how I would model my business. Yeah, I would not. That's not how I would go about that.
Sure. Our product will be going on Amazon and would be a great inclusion to your resume. I don't believe that.
That says you.
and I just pause for a quick second on that. Yeah, like what could this what could this product possibly be? Because I'm honestly dissociating from the idea this is the boxing glove thing, or maybe it's the same. But either way, like how could any product? You just name a product. How could that be good for your resume? You know what I mean? Like the product is not the point. That your video production is your resume.
Yeah, you know? yeah, exactly.
No one cares about the fucking product.
Yeah,
at least for a videographer's resume. We would gladly give you a review in whichever platform you are on. You don't even know how videographers work, dude.
Yeah.
Like they're on their own Amazon.
This is. Man, these guys are not good. whatever. It seems like whatever they're trying to do, they're not good at it.
Yeah. Well, I guess take that back. Like, maybe I'm being a little harsh on them. There are platforms like Fiverr and other, semi-creative platforms where people can get reviews, although they take care of it on the platform that they're on. Right? You know what I mean? Like you could just go, for instance, to that platform and then just find a videographer there. Anyway, please send videos of other work you have done if interested. We are located in Oakland by Lake Merritt and have a room where we can set up any equipment you need. Kind regards. And that's the post. Again, compensation does say 25 to 75, and that is it.
Yeah, no, I am like immediately thrown, and I'm remembering this post now. I'm immediately thrown by the fact that they're not telling you what they want.
What's the product?
Yeah. And it's just, so it's like, I just assume it's these boxing gloves and this headgear.
Sure.
But
one must assume.
Do they want pictures of me wearing it? Do they want video of me fighting? Or video of me recording them fighting? What is what's all this then?
Is someone getting their butt kicked here?
Yeah. And so
I again, if I were doing this for them, I would say if this isn't the product, because if this is the product, this is a great product picture. Right?
Yeah,
incredible picture, actually, like the stock photography level, quality. So that says to me, I don't think this is their product. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That they took this off the internet, but what they should say is, like in the picture that we are in the ad, or you could say the picture above, something similar. But it's like also like that's not a video either. So again, that's not what you need or want.
Yeah. They're like, we can't find this guy who took these pictures, so we're looking at you.
Yeah, correct. This guy died. He got killed to death by boxing. Again, I'm not in the Amazon selling game. But it seems to me like you could probably take care of what I don't know. Again, I don't know what your product is, but like I bet you could make it happen with an iPhone.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? A little daylight, right? A white background, get some piece of paper.
Yeah.
Tape them together or something. I don't know.
I'm all for ground up projects. I don't want to just be shitting on these guys,
absolutely,
but it's like,
not.
But they just set themselves up in a way that's like, we only have between $25 and $75.
And where'd you get the product from, bro?
Yeah, and it's like, we're not even saying that that's what the rate is. They're openly going, we don't have more than that. Like it's like I said, I appreciate the honesty, but it doesn't make me excited to spend time with you. Does that make sense? Like it's like,
even if you want it, even if you're cool with $25.
Yeah, I might be. You might have like,
but when you get there, there's not going to be any it's not going to be a little bowl of Jolly Ranchers or something, There's not There's not going to be no pizza, It's $25 in and out. We're done.
And it's just to be like, but it'll make you look good. It's like, make me look good to hang out the guys that only had $25. Like that's what gonna make me look so good to who? People who have $10?
I also don't want to shit on these folks. And I just think, just to give them just to pump them up a little bit. Again, I think you can take care of this. I think that, for instance, if you don't have a video on Amazon, I'm not saying that like your business won't hurt, but I bet you if you get some pictures, like you'll be all right, man.
Yeah.
I mean, again, what is your product?
Yeah. And I think what my gripe with these guys is, and why I'm like making fun of them, besides the fact that's what we do, is like something about this post makes me feel like they're okay guys.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit like, you're just being idiots. Yeah, you're being stupid. Like, use your iPhone. Don't tell me you don't have money. Like this is not I'm like, I appreciate honesty. I'm not a fake it till you make it kind of guy. But I also think if you did a little looking inward, you would see that you're a little better than what you're putting out here.
Yeah. You can do better, fellas.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is no, I don't want to work with them because they don't have their shit together. But maybe for the first time on a show, I will say, you know what? I'm rooting for you. I hope whatever you're doing, as long as it's not something fucking weird, because again, you haven't put out what you're doing.
Said a word about it.
Yeah. And so,
but
I will say, as long as it's legit and everything like that, I'm rooting for you. I hope you find a photographer, and I hope you have more than $75 now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to be a meanie here, but you could have told me what the product is. So fuck this place.
Oh, yeah. Fuck this place.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird like temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here. And we're back.
We are back, baby.
We're very back. And we have some write-ins.
Oh man, those juicy write-ins.
We got some follow-ups. We got some new info, so let's just hop into it. I feel like now's the time.
Let's do it.
Strike.
Go right to the fuck this place peeps.
And I should, now we'll talk about that. We'll do that later. I was going to like explain to people what happens when a write-in comes through, but I feel like, we can do that at any time, really. Now's the time to just celebrate that we got some write-ins and we're doing it. First write-in comes from none other than...
Oh, don't tell me he's back.
I have to tell you, Nick.
Oh my God, he's back? He's back?
It's from #JordanLives.
Oh my man, Jordan lives.
100%. And he's living right now. So
good to hear. Good to hear from you, Jordan.
It's great to hear from you, Jordan. We know that, you're living your life, but we're always so glad to hear from you.
Yes.
For those who need an extremely brief history, bottom line is Jordan wrote in right as the pandemic started. And Jordan was trying to get out of his job, and he didn't get out of his job.
No.
And he's it was an essential worker doing a lot of medical testing, including COVID testing. And it's a bad place that everybody leaves and nobody likes. And Jordan also got COVID. #Jordan lives.
Yeah,
and we had that hashtag before Jordan got COVID because we wanted him to pull through this. So we're glad he's still living.
He's never not been on the front lines of it. Like every part of it has been something where he has to go, I don't know what's going to happen to me every time. And he's just survived every time. And that is why #Jordan lives.
Yeah, you're 100% correct there, Nick. So, let's just hop into the update. So Jordan says, "Hey Chase, hope you're doing well." And you know what? I'm doing all right. So thank you for asking and checking, Jordan. No news on the job hunt. Oh yeah, this entire time Jordan's trying to get another job.
Yeah.
To no avail. So we all know how it is. But at least I'm still employed. And true, very true. In a recent mandatory meeting about my center's work culture, a lot of use of the term family, huge red flag.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, no, you are not.
And I
No,
know we've
you are
talked
not.
about, I know we've talked about the overuse of the word family, but I don't think it can be overstated.
Mhm.
What a bad thing it is.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever worked anywhere where that term gets used that I've respected
Mhm.
or been able to like do anything good in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's like, shut up. No, you're not. You're telling me that what family have you ever heard of where if one of the family members, someone in your family shows up late to an event 3 times, he's not in the family anymore?
Yeah.
No, that is not how family works.
Yeah.
Family is people that you love that disappoint you for decades.
Forever.
And you can't get rid of them because they're family.
Because they're family, folks. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. When, huh? When was the last time someone in your family told you they were going to give you more money because for some reason they gave you money and they didn't do that, right?
Yeah.
Like I've never had consistent money from family. Why would you give me more money? And then also, why would you lie about it?
Yeah. The last time someone in your family got into an argument with a stranger in front of you and you decided that your family needed to go. Because the stranger might come back and we want to see him again.
Yeah.
Don't give me family.
Because we love stranger. We love stranger so much. You know, stranger, we love stranger. Come on, stranger, get in here. So yeah, no, we're not on board, and it's a fucking psychopath thing to do. And it's just bonkers. I learned that my manager put in their resignation notice back in November.
Oh, wow.
But then took it back. That's some hardcore shit. To put in a resignation and then to take it back and to still be there. By the way, we're in April now. You know, this is April. So that's a real big 180.
Big time.
And then Jordan continues, all because one of my dickhead coworkers sent them a text asking if everything is okay. Come on. And that's the update from Jordan. I texted him back and said #Jordan lives, and that's super funny because it's just nuts to me that like somebody texted them, hey, are you okay? And then they were like I guess here's my question is, what's the timeline here? They put in their resignation to probably somebody else, right? Their supervisor, whoever. And then one of Jordan's coworkers texted the manager and was like, hey, are you all right, dude?
Yeah.
And then they were like, you know what? This place does care about me. And it's like, this place hates you. Your subordinates, the people below you, of course, care about you. Some because they're in direct communication with you every day. And if you're like, you know, going through a depressive episode or something, they're like, yeah, I don't want this guy to be sad. But that's not evidence of anybody giving a shit.
Yeah. No, not at all. And for all we know, that is everything okay text might not have anything to do with the resignation.
Correct. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that the other person incidentally texted the manager to say, hey, are you all right? And the manager was like, you know what? This is a good place. Good people in it, you know? And then they pulled their resignation back. Which
or they got the text and they looked around and they were like, wait, I don't even have food in my house. No, I'm not okay. I better stay here.
I just finished my milk, you know? I don't even have that much cereal. I mean, you know, that's tough. That's a tough one.
That is tough and or sad.
That's super sad. I actually briefly relayed this to Jordan, and I will now relay it to the entire public. I feel like maybe I mentioned this on the podcast before, but I put in a 2-week notice and then took it back one time because I didn't get a job that I was actually promised. I was told, in fact, quite told that, like, for instance, the words background check was used. You know what I mean? Like they were like, we're moving forward.
Oh, sure. You felt like you were in the door a little bit.
Yeah, but I was like, hallelujah, you know? And then I put in my 2 weeks, and 2 days later, I just texted, you know, my boss and was like, so not doing that. He was like, all right, you know, because I was a fucking shitty job. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm a manager or anything. Who cares?
Yeah, you just sent a text that said, "Is it too late to say psych?"
Yeah, and then I worked there for 4 more months. So you know, no, that's not true. I think it was maybe 2. But like, yeah, man, to just put in your resignation, and that's how you know the company's really shitty. Is that like they're actually not even in a position, if someone does put in their resignation, to be like, no, we're holding you to that. Like you left, you know, we're all right. We're like a salient company full of competent people. Like, nope. Nope. So, Jordan, real sorry.
Well, sorry, but happy to hear from you.
Happy to hear from you. Glad you're.
And you know what, Jordan? If you hearing this, you got any more details on that? On the boss and what he's like? You ain't got to like tell us if you feel like you're getting into the gray a little bit of what's allowed, but I'm a little interested. Is this boss? You shouldn't be this easily swayed if you are in charge.
Yeah, you know, completely agree. Yes. Yeah. What's their vibe all around? Because it is quite common, I think, actually, that people are in charge and are easily swayed by the people they work with because. I mean, a lot of times people get put into management, not because they're managers or they're good at managing, but because they were just good enough at their job or they stuck around long enough that it was like, well, I guess you're in charge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have any managerial skills.
Only one who's not dead.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll bring in a new group.
So, you know, it just seems to me like that's probably the vibe, but we would, be curious. And also like, I mean, that's a pretty heavy thing to go resignate. Like if you're a manager, you're probably making okay money. I'm not saying you're happy, you know, but like to put in resignation and just like the biggest psych of all time. And then no follow-up on like obviously you're trying to get out. My dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's the vibe there? You know, do we have a weather forecast, Jordan, on what may or may not come? I mean, what serendipity that this person texted, and has that person texted again? Yeah, any of that, you know, we would love to know. Thank you so much, Jordan. Thank you so much for writing in. And I say it's time to move on to write in number 2, which is a number deuce follow-up from our dear friend JJ. If you all you got to do to get the history of JJ is listen to Oops All Write-Ins, you know, from about a month ago, because JJ's got it all, folks. JJ is a firefighter. JJ is doing kitchen work or something.
Presumably handsome JJ.
Presumably square jaw, Roman nose. JJ, you know, just picking up big pipes, you know. Well, why? He didn't have to pick up that pipe, but you know, it's nothing to him. He's like the Rock. So
barrel chest, just a stud.
Just a grade A stud. And we had some questions about, you know, what his life was like as a firefighter, in particular because he was talking about this kitchen thing, like that he was working on remodeling kitchens or designing kitchens, and we're like, how do you do firefighting and that at the same time? Anyway, so here's some follow-ups from JJ. He says, answering some of your cues. And JJ's a busy guy. That's why he says cues.
He says cues. I
mean, I'd do the same if I were as cool as JJ.
JJ, master of the metric system as well. Can't imagine he's not.
He's got it. Well, especially conversions, you know. What's
absolutely.
A foot versus a meter?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. It's 3, I think. My fire shifts are 24 hours. 1 on, 2 off, 1 on, 4 off. So, you know, as predicted in our Oops All Write-Ins, we were thinking that it's an on-off situation. So you got some time, but it's a little bit random. They rotate, so no set days off or on. On days on days off, I own a kitchen remodeling business. JJ. Things were steady but manageable before COVID. Since COVID, I'm about triple the workload I was at. No complaining though. Yeah. Well,
it's such like I thought he was gonna say like since COVID work like dipped because that's what happened to literally the entire world. But that's on me for doubting JJ.
Absolutely. Yep.
I should have
100%.
known. Of course,
So
work tripled for
yeah,
him.
I'm so sorry, my liege.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and also market trends. But mainly JJ.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I mean, especially like people who have the cash, right? Because they're like they
Mhm.
got in lockdown in March and they were just like sitting in their
Mhm.
shitty house or their very nice house and like, what if I make it even
Mhm.
nicer? I'm just tired of looking at these cabinets.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden JJ's there, which is like with just like measuring tape, and he's like,
Mhm.
oh, we can
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this,
yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. A good thing, man. A good thing, but man, am I tired. Oh, JJ's
Uh-huh.
also a father. Again, JJ's
Uh-huh.
killing it. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so I understand now you're fucking
Uh-huh.
tired, dude.
I don't know if this is true, but I also think that he teaches piano to children. I don't know, like they said that, but in my head, he does that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Teaches piano to children and like and also like sort of like sews pants for
Mhm.
kids in need in other countries, like
Yeah, yeah. Or you
but
need a quick patch job on your knees, whatever.
they're
JJ's got you.
very sturdy pants, they're lifelong
Mhm.
kind of things. You can grow into them.
Uh-huh. Got a good weight on them.
Yeah, good mill to that fabric.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then JJ says, I like to think I'm desirable to the lady, haha, but I'm locked up with 3 kids now. We get it, JJ. Off the market. No
Mhm.
biggie.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Been a while since I've had to worry about it. And you would have to worry about it, JJ. We are
Oh
confident in
yeah,
that.
yeah. You be shooting the ladies back with that fire hose.
Yeah.
Keep them back.
Yeah. Yeah, just pulling up with a fire truck and just like, sorry, folks.
Just
We're locked up.
tossing them all those fireman calendars, but you're every month.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. just like making just putting a ladder up on the side of a building. He's crawling to the top of it just to get away from the hordes of people. Just like in like you seen that movie with Brad Pitt, the World War Z.
Yeah, World War Z. Yeah. That's JJ,
gals.
but with like hot ladies. Yeah.
But he's got the cure too, so he'll figure it out. JJ says, I own the kitchen company, grew up laying tile, then transitioned into full room remodels. Now it's mostly design. It sounds like the perfect arc.
Yeah.
Tile in the Boston area is brutal on your body. I do not fucking doubt that at all. Laying bathrooms on the 3rd floor of a triple decker. Oh, great.
Oh man. Oh, then he hits us with the charm. This guy.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, well, sure, JJ, I'll take some champagne. A triple decker is no fun after a few years. Yeah, no fucking shit. Yeah, I do not believe that is fun at all. I mean, I think the best situation is, you get in while you're young and you do some work, and then you move as much as possible into the the conceptual work. Shall we say, and then JJ says, I can't time travel, which we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't admit it if I could either, JJ. Big wink. Got you, my guy.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Absolutely. See you in 2050. I was JJ says, I was a participant in a karate cast when I was 11 and graduated 2nd in his class. Wow.
Jeez, I believe that.
Yeah.
Could also be phrased as you let the other guy take first.
Yeah. Noble. He's a noble man.
Yeah, he's a noble dude.
I mean, truly a king among men. And then other interesting thing about me, I got my COVID shot in 2020.
Oh, there you go.
JJ's got the ends.
I
mean, also he's a firefighter.
He's a fireman.
So
yeah. Okay. I was like, how the fuck did he do that?
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
I mean, honestly, I would have given it to him first thing, because even if it even if it didn't work, I mean, like if it was a pre-vaccine clinical trial, I bet you JJ would make it work inside his body. Like one of those, like, you just flex super hard.
Yeah,
and, like you just feel the traps really good.
I believe it.
And then JJ says, I owned a car with hydraulics. Hell yeah, JJ.
Dude, he's cool with the cholos. Man, he just, oh my God, this guy knows it all.
Every circle. I pronounce Prenzel, and get shit for it all the time. Can't make me change. Wow.
Okay.
And that's the write-in.
How do you pronounce pencil?
Yeah, because you just said Prenzel. I got nothing but respect for your pronunciations. You could call a pretzel a dingle dangledy bing bong, and I'd be like, all right, man, you're cool. Cool with me. But I wonder, is that a New England thing? Is that, do some people in Boston, you know what I mean, just have like mouths that don't work for that one word? Hard to say.
Yeah, I say pillow sometimes, and I've gotten shit over it over the years. People are like, it's pillow, and I'm like, okay, pinkies up, pillow. Like, it's just.
Yeah, I do have a friend who says.
So I
have another friend who actually same Mountain Dew friend. I don't know if that's going to make the cut.
You better check on that guy after this, because he's popping in your head a lot.
Yeah, he says palo. He says he uses or Oreo instead of Oreo.
Oh, really? Oreo, like as in Oreo Speedwagon.
Yeah, correct.
Got it.
Yeah. So I don't know what that's about. Don't know what Prince's about. We're all different people. Birds of a different feather. Do people say that?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think that. I wonder how often that comes up. Pretzel specifically. I feel like pillow would come up more often.
Yeah, that was my next thing. Is like maybe because he's like the fire department, like the station is right by a pretzel house or something. I don't know.
An Auntie Anne's.
Yeah. A fire station in the mall.
I mean, they need one. They're wedged right in between Spencer's Gifts.
A Hot Topic.
A Hot Topic on one side, and then the other side is Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Yeah. And down the way is a failing, just nasty Macy's.
Nasty. Every employee hates it there. Macy's.
Stinky Macy's.
And for some reason, the Cinnabon catches on fire all the time. And so
all the time.
Let's just go ahead and put a fucking.
Yeah.
Let's just put a fire station in the mall for the first one in America. And JJ, he's the fire chief. So, one thing I would be curious about, because again, this is our time. The transition, a lot of people I would say that are kind of like in the realm of like, I'm doing this, like tile work, or I'm doing whatever, like, what is it? How does one transition? This is not really like a funny answer question, but like, how does one do to that? Is it like a community college thing where you can like take some classes, or is it sort of like self-taught? You just sort of, is there like an apprenticeship sort of thing? Like you start working with people that are designing more, you know what I mean? And you just kind of get under their wing a little bit and, learn as you go. Just be curious,
Yeah. Chase is trying to be like JJ.
I mean, a little bit.
I want to know your worst job. Now that we're getting to know you a little bit, I want to hear some of the other side. I want to hear some of the other stuff. You there's no way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's me doubting JJ again. Maybe you've just been
not fair,
your whole life or whatever. But I want to know what's some of that good nasty shit that you've had to deal with.
Yeah. What's a tough one? Yeah. Just give us one toughie, JJ. One toughie job. And
when did you decide like that you didn't want to be Kung Fu master and wanted to be a fireman? Yeah. Was there a time in between you were like, no, I guess I don't need the NFL, other things you just didn't decide you didn't want to do?
Yeah. When was the time you walked away from your pro MMA contract? You just put the pencil down. It was a pencil,
Yeah.
He's a designer, folks. Nothing's permanent. He puts his pencil down. He's like, you know what? I'm 11. I can't do this.
Yeah. I'm 11. I'm 6'1". I have other things I want to do.
Yeah. I got options. I don't have to sign my life away. And okay, here's a crazy story, Nick.
Okay.
We were recording really briefly. We recorded JJ's write-in, and then as we were recording, JJ wrote in. So I've got an update.
This guy knew that we were talking about him, and then like that's another thing about JJ, telepath.
Yeah, time travel, telepath, king of kings. A little follow up from JJ. This is not necessarily related to some fun factoids, because obviously JJ couldn't hear the questions we asked him. But I think JJ was listening to our episode where we talk about going to a carnival.
The Matt Larson episode.
Yeah, Matt Larson episode where we debate whether we would work at a carnival or not. Spoiler alert, no. Anyway, so JJ writes, dude, My town has a fair. I've seen the underbelly of their society. Which like, man, just that could be the beginning of a novel right there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I have seen entire families made of funnel cake.
I've seen the best of my generation lost to parking lots full of dust. Okay, I remember real dusty parking lots when the fair was too.
Absolutely.
So dusty. Anyway,
you're fucking brown as shit when you walk in. Fucking coughing up like fucking foxtails.
Yeah, foxtails. Okay. JJ says, I'm driving, but I'll elaborate in a few. Thank you for not texting and driving, JJ. You know, seems like you maybe did a voice text.
He was probably the DD for an event at that time, you know?
Yeah, or
he was getting everyone home safe.
Yeah, or JJ was on his motorcycle, just like just fucking
sure,
gunning it,
doing a wheelie.
Yeah. No sleeves, obviously. Just ripped off
fucking
jean
hair
jacket.
blown in the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, just think of the beginning, the cover of that Meatloaf album, where he's just like driving into hell or whatever. He's just doing that. Anyway, so I texted back, ha, no way, and then JJ continues. Sorry, I forgot to follow up. There was a little bit of time, but then this is when he was texting back. So where my work was set up, we were directly across from the show. I assume this is the firefighter work, not the kitchen work.
Yeah.
We were directly across from this carnival or this fair. We got to watch them trickle into the area and set up their rides. These guys are bolting rides together that you will later get on and be flung around in. It's a hard no for me after seeing half drunk, half brained, half naked people assemble these. Half naked, you say?
Imagine just overalls, nothing underneath, as we've discussed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Overall, like too big. They're like high waters on you. Rolled them up, rolled the pant legs up. You know?
Yeah, I imagine that the top of the overalls are too big, but the bottom is too short.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, maybe that's better.
They're real baggy around
just barely on your shoulders.
Barely, right on the edge of the shoulder there. But for some reason I think you're right that the pants are extremely wide. They're very wide pants, but they go down to about mid calf. Yeah. And they just got like red and white striped socks and brown boots.
If I was thinking barefoot, straight up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Barefoot, look like so much mud on the bottom of your feet. Looks like Nutella on the bottom of your feet.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, from years in the industry. It's a hard no for me after seeing that. Yeah, for sure. They had a private carny village. This is a quotation marks from JJ. Hopefully they don't call it the carny village, but maybe they do. That was literally guarded by people. You could not come in unless you were one of them or emergency personnel. Not a good setup.
Dude, what?
Not a good setup here. The fact that if you got bouncers for your village, bad stuff happens in your village,
Absolutely.
So needless to say, as emergency personnel, I found myself in there quite often. They were a stabby bunch. Always fighting. Stabby, you say specifically. Wow. Their living quarters are what you'd expect: rundown old campers and tents. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, yeah. So honestly, so far, all of this is what I expect, but it's a little bit like, when you get one of those when you're a kid and you have a watercolor painting and it's paint by numbers, it's not actually a watercolor. You know what I mean? You just add water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, I knew that this was probably what Carney Life was, but I feel like JJ's adding a little color to the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Their living quarters are what you'd expect, rundown on campers. The best was the temp workers or newer people who travel with the fair and sleep in tractor trailers, which would have been us if we had taken this job.
Absolutely.
Think of a cargo tractor trailer on the road, like cargo tractor trailer. Do you mean like the back of a semi? You know what I mean? Like a shipping container?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking like traditional yellow tractor where they're like sleeping in the big claw, like as it's driving down the street and they're just kind of like,
they stuff it full of hay.
Yeah.
And then they put on that big floppy like engineer cap over their eyes.
Yeah. There's like a small goat kind of walking around in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I believe that too. Okay. Oh, I think I missed the line that JJ said. It was honestly like out of a movie how surreal it was, which honestly would fall in line with the people sleeping on the hay. And
yeah. There have been several Rob Zombie movies about this thing.
I do. It could be. I'm also picturing like a horse trailer. You know what I mean? Like sort of a semi-open air, but it's got a lid. But there's slots in the side.
Yeah.
So just picture one of those trailers of any kind. Now add a door to the side. Okay, done. And put it in 20 double and triple decker bunk beds, and boom, home sweet home. Okay, so this is like a shipping container, like the back of a semi truck. Just fill that with beds, I think is what we're talking about. But I'm not going to give up all the way on this tractor situation. But I think every single person in there is running from something. Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm back in.
Yeah. It's kind of sad for them actually now. Okay. Yeah. No. My town has canceled the last 2 of them due to COVID. Yeah.
So they're just back to living in the woods or whatever.
Yep. Just seeing what animals will eat hay.
Yeah.
I wonder what the hell they're doing right now. I also wonder that.
The same.
AJ.
Sometimes I think about it at night.
Yeah. Probably the same thing, but just squatting on some parcel of land in Central Florida. And I feel like the Florida part is dead on. As a person from North Carolina who has absolutely nothing nice to say about the people from Florida who make their way to North Carolina, I would love to take any opportunity whatsoever to shit on Florida as a state and as a people. If people want to, assign that place as a part of their personality.
Yeah, dude, Chase is out here cutting promos on them.
I will take you down, Floridians. Yeah. So and then JJ says, "Fuck that place," which yeah. Sounds tough.
Oh man, yeah.
Sounds real tough.
It is like, of course, know about the carny world. Of course, JJ also knows about like this such a small portion of society. And he's like, yeah, I used to hang out with them all the time, or not hang out. Like, he's like, I have my experiences. Like, it's weird that even the lawless, like had to acknowledge that JJ was coming in to like help mend their wounds.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. No, you live an outlaw life, but when JJ walks in, you clean up a little bit.
Yeah. Everyone's got a little bit better posture.
You start thinking, maybe I could make something of myself.
Maybe I'll stop saying the word varmint so much.
Saying the word varmint. Yeah. Maybe I'll quit saying the word tarnation.
Yeah.
What in tarnation is this
Take
man
off this
doing here?
phony Yosemite Sam mustache.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this pickaxe I'm carrying around for no reason. Working on the railroad.
Why am I eating this single straw hay thing? I hate it.
Yeah. You clean up. You start shining your shoes.
Yeah, thinking, you got it.
Maybe I could be a little bit better.
I'll go back to school at the old schoolhouse.
Yeah. I made
a single room with a bell at the top.
Yeah, I made fun of that school marm one too many times. But I'm gonna get her to respect me again, and one of these days I'm gonna make her my wife. Anyway, JJ inspires that out of people. So thank you so much.
Thanks, JJ,
for that follow-up, JJ. We still do want to hear about your bad jobs though. Okay, next write-in, we have got an update from our dear friend Mallory.
Oh, Mallory.
Also, was Mallory's first write-in at Oops All Write-ins? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that there was a write-in, and then we said to tell us about your jobs, and then her response was on
correct.
first.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah. We had a good bit of meat on Oops All Write-ins because, long story short, she had a shitty job at Amazon, and she had a job where she's doing admin in a medical office, like a surgeon's office. As it turns out, that doctor did not have a license. He was from the UK, did not have a license in any way.
Yes.
Was previously an anesthesiologist, and then just lied, I guess, somehow. And then, apparently, someone died on his table in the UK.
He got on a plane and left.
And then, Mallory, got laid off, started a new life in Boca Raton is our hope. And then Mallory begins with sending me a link to a true case. I decided not to we're not going to click on the case or anything because, we do try to preserve anonymity. I assume Mallory is a pseudonym here, in all cases, we assume everybody's a pseudonym, but like, we're just not trying to like dox anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, it's a Jersey thing and it's real. And Mallory says, here you go. He is suing. Yes, he is suing the state to get the license back. His license back? He never had it.
Yeah.
He never had his license. So
give me back my phony life.
Yeah, like go back to the UK, sort your stuff out, bro.
Yeah.
Or go to Brazil, you know what I mean, and really start over again.
Just put booty implants in over there. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. So, so it's real, and he is, and let's never ever underestimate the confidence of somebody who once had power, undeserved power. But like, let's never count out the white dude, because he will be like, how dare you take my license from me?
Yeah.
I'm suing you. I'm a good man who lied, and somebody died and killed another person, murdered another person. Well,
there's one thing I learned: it's never count out the white dude.
Always gonna swing for the fence. Always. Okay. So, Mallory, we did have a question or two about Amazon because Mallory mentioned that the Amazon shifts were pretty short, like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. They had like weirdly short shifts. Yeah.
So, Mallory says, to answer your question about Amazon, you were scheduled for 4-hour shifts, 4 days a week, which still doesn't seem like that much.
That does not. Yeah.
And then they would always say that we were low on packages coming in. So all the shifts would end at 2.5 or 3 hours.
What? Amazon would do this?
Yeah.
Amazon
would do this?
It's hard for me to really wrap my head around that Amazon would ever be anything other than like you piss in a bottle, but you cannot fucking leave this.
Yeah. Things are not going good over there.
Yeah.
And, I said that for some reason, to be clear, we see Amazon posts every fucking week. Amazon, DoorDash, all that shit. We just typically don't pick it because we know it's fucking shit. You know what I mean? We just know. I'm not saying that, look, if you're doing it right now, fuck. You're holding it down. So, good. But we know that it's a shystery environment. So there's not really much point in sort of debating it on the show. And the posts are really not that funny. I'll tell you that too. They're very cut and dry. So we see that. Mallory continues. So all the shifts would end at 2.5 or 3 hours. Sometimes it would go past and you could volunteer to stay longer for an additional 2 hours for a total of 6 if the inventory was high. Problem Solve, which is the department that Mallory was in, is fixing all the broken packages. So if they were ripped or broken, fixing the boxes, as well as if the product is broken, damaging it out.
Damaging it out. Yeah.
Damaging it out. Damaging it out for either money back or a new product being sent out. I think honestly, I bet you damaging it out is like a code.
Yeah, I think that's probably a term they say a lot over there.
Damaging it out for either money back or new product being sent out. So so again, problem solved. I guess it does make some sense that actually the like Band-Aid job at Amazon might be slow because
that does clear things up.
Maybe the boxes do actually have a decent, they have an algorithm that's calculating the number of problems that need to be solved every fucking day. Obviously the number of problems they want to solve, it should be reduced, right? So maybe they have a really good job of making sure the packages don't get fucked up or the products don't get fucked up. So that does make sense, I guess. That
like if you're like short on hours and you got a buddy who works in like the driver department and stuff, you're like, help me out. And he's like, all right, he just like kicks a couple of boxes and stuff. Give you a little more work.
Yeah. Somebody who works in freight is just like putting like a super soaker, just like they're just like shooting it, so all the boxes are super wet and they're just like
yeah. They're like getting all the they found like a box of syrup and just pour syrup all over.
Yeah, maple syrup, grade A. And that stuff's worth more than gold. By the end.
Yeah. And Mallory's in the back, like, all right.
I'm
picking up an extra 2 hours today. Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds like that sounds like a very weird version of Amazon, because like, the party line has been overworked like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
both in the warehouse and in the driving scenario. Although, honestly, if I had to choose, dude, I'd go driver.
Really?
Over
Oh
warehouse.
yeah, over warehouse. I don't know. That's tough.
I guess it depends on where you're driving, But in my mind, if I'm getting that Amazon warehouse job or driver job, I'm definitely not in LA, because like my life is really taking a few slides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like I would be more willing to do, but just because, even though they're watching you like a motherfucker in both, in the driver one, I don't know, at least you get to be alone with your thoughts. You know what I mean? I feel like the thought police is strong in the warehouse. It's got to be strong.
Because I have a driver job in LA right now where I do this for a much smaller company, and I would say that the driver job would be like hands down the better choice. But I also feel as though, and I could be wrong, but I feel like my company would kind of have my back if I got into a car accident, or if there was some kind of discrepancy with someone. Was Amazon, I feel like you are going to be wrong no matter what you do.
That's a good point.
And then to throw you out into the wild with just the population, and you just got to hope you don't get it right. I feel like I'd be terrified to be a driver, because at least in-house, in the warehouse, they got a security camera on you, so that if someone else fucks up, there's proof of it.
Yeah.
Whereas out there, I don't know, man. Like,
that's a good point.
I'd be a little afraid.
Didn't think about that. Tricks of the trade. So yeah, but again, a weird little niche here of like not enough work in an otherwise absolutely fucking like gangbusters level work.
Are you like just watching? You're like, I got about 3 hours of work today. Yeah, and you're just like looking out.
What's your proximity to everybody else? You know what I mean? I mean, I would assume you're in the warehouse, but like, are you in like a different office or something? Because it seems to me like, everybody else is running around all the time. It must be kind of weird, or maybe it's not.
Like you're in there like drinking a little bit of coffee and kind of looking out. There's like elevator music playing where you, and there's like you can see the window. It's like soundproof, but you can see someone is on fire, and there's another guy putting him out with a fire extinguisher, and then there's a supervisor. You could tell he's very like rah rah rah, and the guy who was just on fire just starts putting boxes back on the conveyor belt, like he just gets right back to work.
Coat is what they do.
And then your supervisor comes with a little clipboard. And he's like, "Well, you're out of here, Mallory. I'll catch you later."
Hope you have a great weekend. Yeah. You
don't want to take Monday off.
It's been tough in here, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We had to tape 2 boxes. So yeah, I'm curious about what the proximity, but I would also imagine that, there's also a chance that even if, like, I would imagine there's also a fair amount of like, hey, no eye contact inside one of those warehouses.
Yeah, they just make you wear nose plugs so you can't smell anything, so that there's nothing to talk about. Like, you can't even say, hey, do you smell that at any point?
Yeah.
We want no communication at all.
Yeah, do you taste copper? No, you're just having a stroke. So if you have a little insight to, what's going on in the Department O problem solve versus everybody else, be curious, because there could be someone right now who's actually looking for like, maybe I do want to transition to problem solve. Doesn't know about it. So a little sharing, a little caring.
I'm working right now in problem have. I'd like to move over to problem solve.
Yes. Yeah. Correct. Well, thank you, Mallory, so much for writing in.
Thank you very much, Mallory.
We really appreciate it. And I, again, I'm going to go on the record and say, Mallory is the nicest person I've ever run into.
Yeah, Mallory's
like,
super nice.
We texted a little bit after this, just like a thank you. Because that's how it works. When you text, like, it comes to sort of my phone, and I check it, and then, and like we chat a little bit, it's like, I'm not just like, thanks, fucking later, dude,
Yeah.
But yeah, Mallory's so nice, man. Mallory was watching, so she listened to the episode that we had Oops All Right and then she was like, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually headed back to watch it on YouTube. And I was like, Mallory, you're killing me. I mean, thank you.
Someone get Mallory some flowers. Stat.
Somebody get Mallory some flowers, for sure, or a great job if they're, but again, we're hoping that at this point Mallory is working on like a ship or something,
Mhm,
something
mhm.
really great,
Yeah.
So thanks, Mallory.
Pulling into like a nice version of like an old timey London that's
Mm-hmm,
somehow still
mm-hmm.
preserved.
Yeah, she's got a pocket watch, and she says,
Mhm.
"Good day, governor,"
Oh man.
stuff like that. Well, we hope you're enjoying it, Mallory.
Mhm.
Okay, let's hop into our final write-in. The day. It is a new person, Nicholas.
All right.
From a new friend, and our new friend's name is Rachel in quotation marks. And just for all legal purposes, every person that does a write-in, it's a pseudonym, whether it's real or not. You don't know.
Yeah,
Security
it's a
podcast.
pseudo.
It's a pseudo, dude. Okay, so Rachel writes a lot. There's so we're gonna work our way through here, but there's not like a lot of paragraph breaks. So forgive me if I do a little stumbling as we kind of work our way through. So Rachel begins. Hello, I'm listening to this podcast, and that Elotero Man part is very funny, which is from our first Oops All Reddits.
Yeah.
I also agree. That's why we wanted to look at the post. We were big fans of that very strange manhunt. There is really no reason for me to be texting this because my name is Rachel. I know Nick. Oh, great. And I already bother him with messages otherwise. That's cool.
I wouldn't say she bothers me. She just sends me memes like half of my other friends do.
Yeah. All right, great. I feel like there's a good chance I'm going to be fired from my job this week, which is pretty wild, which, welcome to fuck this place.
Yeah.
I like to think that I'm a good worker, and I've never been fired yet in the way where you walk in and they say, you got to go. Man, put that on my tombstone. Yeah. I've had bosses who have said to me, we like you, but maybe start looking for something else. Or I've quit because I knew it was coming. And that is really the situation we all want to be in, Rachel. I was thinking about my first job. I worked at Macy's when I was 16, which was fun. That's good.
Okay. That's the far and away the most glowing review of Macy's we've ever heard.
I agree. And I think because we got extremely bad reviews of Macy's. But yeah, absolutely. I made some pretty good friends, but a lady named Danielle was such a bitch. I mean, Danielle, again, if you're listening right now and your name's Danielle, you're cool with me, but I've not, there are, it's hard to name a Danielle that I've met that hasn't had a tough road in getting into my into my favor, so to speak.
I have a cousin named Danielle who I love, who's like, she's really good people and always has been. And then I have a close friend of mine whose ex-wife is named Danielle, and she's a nightmare. So I'm 50-50 for the Danielle.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Sean's, honestly. And I have
Sean's can go a lot of ways. Yeah.
One of my very good friends' name is Sean. But it's just a tough name, Yeah.
It's a tough lot in life.
It's just the way it is. Yes, who was such a bitch. I remember one time tried to say that I said I would cover her shift. Danielle, come on. When she didn't show up, and I was like, I can't cover your shift, and I never said that because I have high school at that time, which makes perfect sense. It was your first job. You're at Macy's.
Yeah, I can't do that because I'm a child.
Hey, I'm not gonna be there because I'm trying to better myself. I'm staying in school like everybody's told me my entire fucking life.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into algebra 2. I did not say I'd be here next week.
Correct. And actually, a lot of retail jobs I would have. I remember thinking that people like wondering why they were still doing it when they were old. Yeah. Yeah. And here comes a nice little turn. And now I'm old. Yeah, Rachel. And I have no skills that would separate me from any retail worker. So goes to show what I knew. And that's, honestly, I would say one of the hidden premises of this podcast, of like, yeah, you know what? I thought I was better than these people.
Yeah.
And, we're still in the same room, so what does that say about me? And also, you're not better than anybody. That's another premise of the podcast. Okay. Yeah. So that's a tough situation. Like, I work for Linens and things, and this young manager, I remember hearing she had a college degree and she was a manager, and I was like, what the fuck is she doing? And I have a college degree and I've never been a manager anywhere. Now that's tough. Yep. And we're just going to leave that sort of, that that rumination there because we're hopping back on Macy's. Also with the Macy's job, I remember this lady screamed at me and made me cry because I told her we were closing and she couldn't try on her clothes. Rachel wrote could, but I'm assuming it's couldn't. And I was like, I had no self-respect. Oh, you know what? No, sorry. I did too much heavy lifting here. Rachel did tell this person she could try on her clothes, right? And I was like, I had no self-respect, and I was still trying to just help her, and she refused to let me ring her up after she had stood at the back of the line talking shit about me on her cell phone while I was ringing up other people. And the person who was helping me from the jewelry department just took off and was like, I'm not going to help this lady. She's an asshole. Which, you know, you're leaving your fellow employee in the lurch, you know, but I understand why you might want to do that. A manager had to come down and ring her up because she refused to let me help her. She was like, I want nothing to do with you. She said that to me. That's not good. Not a good situation. This is after she called me a racist and an asshole to my face. Oh man, that seems bad. All because I reminded her that we closed at 9 o'clock and she couldn't fucking try under armful of clothes. I assume like she's got a fuckload of shit. Okay, so she did tell us she couldn't do it. My bad. Oh, here we go. Also found dirty diapers and syringes in those dressing rooms at different points. So maybe you were keeping this lady safe.
Where is this Macy's located? In jail?
I mean, honestly, I think it's most Macy's, dude. I think, you know, I know we talked just a little bit about it here and there. It's been a while since we talked shit on Macy's.
That was a very season 1 kind of thing.
It really was. It really was season 1 kind of thing. But like Macy's are lawless, dude. You know, there's a lot of employees in there, but none of them give a fuck. And and even if they did, there's still not enough of them to cover the sheer square footage of the store. You know, even the dressing rooms you go in and there's sometimes an attendant, right?
Yeah.
But
once
most
in a
of
while.
the time, there's not. You know?
Yeah. One thing they don't tell you about Macy's is every employee has a razor under their tongue.
Yep. And they will use it if they have.
They will use it. Lift their tongue, bam, throat's cut, just like that. You're done.
Yeah, especially if you don't sign up for that credit card. Okay. I also made out with my department manager at some point at that job. A real high school experience here.
Real coming of age.
Living the life. Not at the store. Bonus points. At a coworker's house when there was alcohol. Where there was alcohol. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I was 18 at least by then. Let's hope so, you know. Wait. Rachel continues. I became really good friends with some of my coworkers, and I actually ended up being put in the trunk tank, I think drunk tank, when they decided to go into Club 21 without me because I was too drunk to be let in. Yeah. Yeah. The coworkers will really turn on you like that. I feel like that's pretty common. I'm realizing that all these bad habits have continued because I'm worried I might be fired, and also and I'm also an alcoholic, so dang. And if there was ever a good time to say dang, Rachel, I will agree with you, you know. Dang. If you're in that scenario, dang, you know. I guess it makes sense that I'd never been a manager or anywhere. Also to say that I obviously wasn't the cool friend if they went in and danced and left me drunk in the car. I disagree. You know, I seem like you're having a pretty good time.
Least cool or coolest.
That's the point, Rachel. I was like 18 and I busted out, and apparently I was lying in the street being like, I want to make a difference. And the cops on me, and I was in the drunk tank. And then, okay, so you left the car, right? And then you were like, I want to make a difference. I have run into this level of drunk before, where you're like, I want the world to be a better place, you know. And it's a tough road, you know. I had one friend that like every time she would get really drunk, she would be like, but you know, like it would just be a single issue each time. Like it would be like, well, but global warming, what are we going to do about the climate crisis? I'm like, I think what we're going to do is have some crackers. You know?
And we're going to lay down.
Yeah. We're going to wait till tomorrow to figure this one out. Just as a, you know, as a rule of thumb. When I got out, my parents were state workers, so I walked a few blocks when they let me out of jail, and I got a ride home with them. That's nice.
That's nice. That works.
They're
out.
really mad at me. Also makes sense. But you also had some shitty coworkers. You know?
Yeah.
So, tit for tat. I had a job where all I would do was call people who are delinquent on their loans. Oh, and tell them about forbearance forms. Oh man, I wasn't trying to collect any money from them. I was just trying to get them to acknowledge that they were the people I was trying to call and let me send them a form. man, that's tough. Tough job.
Yeah. As like, I figure you just have to go like, you have to call like, oh, excuse me, is this Mr. Chuck Woolery? And then he just says like yes or no, and then and then that's it. That's it. Like I can't imagine trying to start a conversation with him at all.
Yeah, and this is this is for sure a real thing where people haven't been paying, like, let's say student loans or credit card stuff or whatever. But I would guess student loans, if the word forbearance, maybe not, it could be credit card companies, but usually student loans you can get into forbearance. You can say like, I don't have the money, let me sign these forms. But it's really just like, I'm already not paying.
Yeah.
But what they're trying to do is get you not like, your interest is accruing. It's just sort of a more official way to not pay.
Yeah.
And technically it doesn't hurt your credit, but like, anyway, I hated that job a lot. Yeah. And when I had to work on Saturdays by myself, I sometimes would have naps on the floor. And once I took IPECAC. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
On my lunch breaks, that I would come back to work and throw up and be able to go home.
Oh,
maybe it's
sounds like something a spy would do. Like,
yeah, yeah, IPECAC. Yeah, maybe it's like a reverse diuretic.
Yeah.
Seems extreme, but I didn't think that I would be very convincing otherwise. I don't know. And, I respect that. If you really want to barf, and show them, fucking show 'em.
Yeah, sometimes you got to show them by barfing.
Yeah. Also, I had a job at a grocery store that was magical for a while, where I had a customer write a misconnections about me that another person told me about, and I had a customer give me $100 and a letter explaining that he saw me being happy one day and he thought about how he wasn't happy and made some major life changes. That's incredible.
That's pretty incredible. Yeah.
Creepy.
I'm
afraid that you're hunting me, but incredible. I still have a letter somewhere, and I got to do store events and a giant tomato costume to have my picture in the paper doing it. Okay, yeah, a little diversity of the environment.
Finally, knock that tomato costume dream out of the way.
Check. It's on my list. I still I had got it in the paper doing it. I had a friend who worked there after I quit, and she said that one day she showed up and they are just changed all the locks on the office, and everybody who worked in that office didn't work there anymore.
Fuck.
The end. Is this the same place? This is the same grocery store?
Jeez.
This is extra long, but I was rambling into my phone. Okay, so we have a bit of a Siri or a voice text situation here. Long story long. I think the show was great. It's not a secret. Well, it's not a secret anymore. Oh, and working doing massage 2 weeks into my job, my first massage job ever, I had a guy ask me if he could tip me to give him a sexual massage. And I said, no, thank you, and continued the massage. And after a few minutes, he was like, well, I think I'm done. And he left me a $20 tip. So that was nice.
That's nice.
And then that's the write-in.
That's the write-in.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Very nice to hear from you.
Sounds like a real whirlwind. Seems like a lot has happened, and maybe this is just the tip of the iceberg. Who knows? But I would like, this misconnections. I mean, again, lots of multifaceted employment quandaries, shall we say here. But this misconnections situation, I think this is not the first time I've heard about this. I worked at a theme park for a while where
she means like Craigslist misconnections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where people would write about the various people that worked. If you're like a performing character, or maybe you're a tomato at a farmer's market, and again, like super creepy. But on the other side, you have this customer who's basically changing their life because you were happy one day. I'd be very curious about this letter. I'm not saying you got to give me but like, what's the gist of the letter? As far as like, what do you think did this person elaborate on what specifically triggered them about seeing you happy? And what did they change? Again, we don't have to copy and paste the letter, but I'd be very curious.
My guy, we made it to the end of our second All Write-ins episode.
We absolutely did.
This is a proud day.
It's a proud day. We're proud. We're like proud parents, where our kids are really good at texting, and most parents aren't glad for that, but we are.
Yeah. Well, we are. And we want to keep those texts coming in.
Yeah. Get those thumbs ready, folks. Yeah. You know how to write in. There's a bumper in the middle of the show. We haven't changed it in like months.
Yeah, we got to do a new one soon.
Yeah, we gotta do one soon. But anybody who is listening right now and is like, how do write-ins work? Well, I think I already explained it, right? You message and then I respond. And we chat a little bit. I chatted with Rachel a little bit after. Rachel actually followed up with some more info, but we're saving that for another time.
All right, I'm into it.
Because Rachel gave us a little bit of the Declaration of Independence here, and we need to work our way through it.
Yeah.
But we're very grateful of everybody who listens and writes in.
We love you.
We love you. Thank you. It's very nice of you to do that. And I think really the moral of the story is see you next time. And fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Oh boy, now that one was a doozy. If you want to write into the podcast, you know what to do. It's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You keep writing, we'll keep reading. That's how it goes. Okay, bye for now. And don't forget to subscribe and like and review and all that good stuff. All right, that's it. Fuck this place.